Jet Nationals at Atco Raceway. The Jet Dragsters are on the pad. They're fired up, beginning to warm those afterburners up. Look at the flame come out from behind those cars. This is Dennis Roslansky, our #1 qualifier from Kenosha, Wisconsin, going against Danny Sullivan in the far lane. Sullivan, the man that was reinstated by having low ET in the first round of eliminations. It'll be Dennis Roslansky, a walkover actually, 527, 301 miles per hour.
You just don't look any happy anymore. I mean, you struggled all summer long. You dreamed of running this race, and now you get out and it's just like, another round. I'm in the final.
All right, Dennis.
Thank you. What can I say?
Did you lean on it? Did you lean on it at all? That's what I'm going to ask.
I've been going very slowly, and I'm curious this time what it did.
Because the air is not as good as it was in the first two
I want to
passes.
see what direction it's going to go with richening it and leaning it.
I think you're on the right track. 526 to 301.
Oh, boy. Good, good.
In the heat of the day.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing how things turn around.
These things run so good one time and run so poorly. Boy, they're hard to keep up with.
You could figure that out, you'd be wrenching for everybody in this sport.
Maybe even be an aircraft mechanic.
Thank you. Our other semifinal pair will be Billy Bartkus in the Odyssey against George Bushmaster Schrieber. Bill Stevens is with him now.
This is the Jet Dragster driven by Commander George Bushmaster Schrieber of Long Beach, California. It is a very impressive automobile. However, take a look at his transporter. Now this guy knows how to travel in style.
Yeah, well, long story in this thing. This is a homemade unit. I built it myself. Took me 3.5 years to complete this whole thing, and at times I didn't think I'd ever get it done. Ran out of money 5 times. I finally sold my house so I could finish it. So it was one of those vendettas. I was going to either die or finish building this thing, but it's neat now. It works, and it's great.
What are some of the extras in this?
Well, we got 2 living quarters in it because we're on the road like 10 months out of the year. So we build the living quarters in back of the tractor and the living quarters in the trailer. And my oldest son, Eric, he was crew chief for the first 3 years, and he lived in the front apartment and we lived in the back apartment. So it's kind of a different thing. We had a 6-foot video that we ran inside doing some of Don Garlis's tapes on his museum of drag racing. I have an old car in there, and Blue Angels. I'm an honorary member of the Blue Angels. And so we run videos of that, and so we kind of made it an entertainment center for the spectators when they come to the races, and it's worked out real good as we do our match races across the United States.
10 months out of the year, you must have as much mileage on the race car as you do on the transporter.
Yeah, pretty close. Well, I'm retired now. I've been drag racing for 43 years, and I did like all them weekend warriors. You know, one time I worked 3 jobs so I could run a top fuel car. I loved it, and I finally just got to the point where I retired, and now this is all I'm doing. We just travel around the country, and we have a good time. It's a great sport. I love the people involved in it.
Well, here is George ready to go with the Bushmaster car against Billy Bartkus over there in the far lane. Wayne Canute's Odyssey car. Look at the smoke as he heats that afterburner up. Oh, Bartkus off the line. What a hole shot. A 531 to a 766. 563 winning time for Bartkus. Bushmaster only win a 603. Here's Brett.
I'll tell you what, this shows you what a sportsman drag racer can do in one of these things. Another massive hole shot.
Well, really? Oh, man. You know, the sun's behind us, and it's kind of hard to see the tree, but it has been improving as the sun's moving a little farther to our right over here.
That's a problem that you should be used to. That's what you got to deal with in sportsman racing.
Absolutely, and it's paying off here.
553, I believe it was, at 288, so it's slowing down a little bit, but this is the worst air of the day.
Right. Well, you know, we're trying a few things here with the way that we stage the car and how we close the bleed doors, and that does affect the how the car runs, but it keeps us from rolling through the beams.
I was going to say, that leads me to believe that you're not closing them up fully then.
Right, exactly. So it's a stable run. We know we're going to make it, but yeah, I'm going to take a little time here and, you know, work on when I go to commit to this, and then it'll run quicker yet.
So here's our final pairing. Billy Bartkus against Dennis Roslansky. Should be a great